inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, cause real women don't bitch, no. Real women don't, 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 real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis. Hey, what's going on? So glad to be back with you guys. I don't know how this episode is going to come out. I just know that I'm going to state facts. I have been having conversations with people, and you know what? I am so tired of lazy ass entrepreneurs. You guys know me. I'm going to keep it 100% with you all. And I just realized that mediocrity is the new standard for excellence. And it literally just pisses me off. So let's talk about what I mean by this and see if we can't flip the script on some things. So I was doing a live video and I was just talking about how, I came up in an era where, you better get all A's and maybe you can have some B's. But God forbid you had a C on your report card. It was like, what is this? You're not trying, you're not giving your all. And don't get it twisted. Sometimes that could have been a little traumatic because the same parents couldn't necessarily help the kids with their work. You were trying to make them excel in a subject that they really weren't good at. Like maybe they were great in math and science, but they really had to fight to get a handle on history, whatever it is. But nevertheless, I just remember being raised in an era of standards where excellence was important, where competition was high and not in a negative way. So here it is out here in these entrepreneurial streets. We have to rise above the noise. We've heard people say stuff like that before. It's noisier on the street, right? It went from, and I kind of hate to use this analogy because the state is so quiet, but it kind of went from being in St. Louis in the Midwest traffic to being in, old school New York traffic, right? Because all of these heavy hitters that can't do their offline events are coming in and they're crowding the space. Entrepreneurs who really didn't want to do live video or didn't want to do online summits, and they were smaller businesses, are doing anything and everything they can to survive. And so everywhere you turn, you're going to see, come to such and such summit, come to such and such workshop. And there's so much out there. You got to make sure not only that your current tribe is taken care of, but that other people still find you. And that means collaborating more, showing up more. It just means more. It means more of a lot of stuff. And for a lot of you, you need to admit that you are behind the starting line. Like for me, this whole transition hasn't been a big deal. And the reason why is because when I started my business, it was always at least 90% online. I had a few offline clients, and even them, I got them used to saying, "Ooh, if I don't have to fight this Houston traffic, then yeah, and I can hop on, a video with you. This actually is better." I had to reframe people's thinking and get them to jump into this online thing. So for me, doing what I've already been doing, already been hosting summits, people are looking forward to me creating something, and energetically, there's a shift with me. So what has happened is going forward, like this time, I crashed my own record, and I have 35 speakers that are coming up in my summit, and I'm just going. I've had people be like, "Wait a minute, didn't I see you up commenting or on a post or on social media, and it was just 2 o'clock in the morning? It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Why are you up? Why are you this?" And the heat has started coming to me. People have started sending me messages and, telling me to make sure you get yourself some rest and do all of this stuff. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, shut up. And the reason why is because I'm operating from power, not from strength. And I know most of you all, you don't know what that is. See, mediocrity will have you saying, okay, I'm going to start a business because I can do this, and I'll make sure I post and put information out there. And I saw this thing where if you do these steps every day, you're going to get clients and you're going to make money. Okay. And you may have a solid plan and it's proven to be profitable, and kudos to you. Not August Crenshaw, and not some of the other women that follow me. I am in this place where, yes, business-wise, if I do these things, this is what helps me generate income in my business. But this other thing inside of me is like, you got to step up and stand up and be there for the people. Your queens need you in a way like they've never needed you before. Keep on standing up, showing up and shining, and using this extra, phenomenal energy that you have, so that you can be in the people's face, so that they can get the truth, to know how to be authentic, to know how to thrive in business. Because you know what? They started behind the starting line. And maybe you didn't see them when you took off, girl, but you turn around and just like a soldier in the army, hey, they can't leave anybody behind. And you go get your people. When you are carrying others, when what you are doing is changing the world, changing mindsets, there is a level of tenacity and ability that you have that average people cannot comprehend. And that average ability for them is exhausting just to look at you in you and your phenomenal energy. I already get it. There are people that when they see the way that I move, they're like, man, I'm tired just looking at her. But they don't have the right to advise me. Could you imagine me trying to give David Goggins advice about how he should maintain his body and whether or not he should or shouldn't run or ride, in so many races? That man has conditioned his body in a way that I haven't conditioned mine. I can't do that. And so a lot of you would be a lot further if you would stop letting people who are mediocre, who do just enough every day to get by, give you advice. So we're going to take a break really quick, and I'm going to come back beast mode on talking about what this really looks like. We have a couple of sponsors. Hey, that's a twist for you all. We have a couple of sponsors that I want you to learn about. So I'm going to let you hear from them really quick, and we'll be right back.
The Saucy Marriage Podcast has my full attention, and I find myself rewinding certain parts because I'm like, I gotta hear this jewel one more time. Imani is the marriage advice plug. Great podcast that shows how to handle the real stuff that comes up in marriage. Just listen to episode 7, needed that episode. My favorite podcast on marriage. Now, before I started talking, I wanted you to hear from the listeners I love. Hey, I'm Imani Aisha, marriage coach and host of the Saucy Marriage Podcast, your weekly spot for legit conversation on marriage, the hard stuff, the fun stuff, the sexy stuff, and everything in between. Subscribe to the Saucy Marriage Podcast today and join us in the convo. A simple yet intentional step to elevate your relationship and add some seasoning to the secret sauce of your marriage. So join us today, and I'll see you on the other side.
¿Cómo anda, mi gente? It's me, Dr. Camille Anderson, your linguistic mama diva, and I am here to build the hashtag Black Linguistic Army with my business, Bilingual Brown Babies. Tú sabes que español es tan sexy and you want to learn it with your people, am I right? So join me at my mighty network at bit.ly/capital B, capital B, capital B, mighty with a capital M, network with a capital N. Porque tú sabes que lo querrías. Estoy esperándote. Hasta pronto.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that. Let's talk beast mode, baby. Let me tell you something. If you want to be successful and if you want to knock this entrepreneurial thing out the park, I need you to decide that you're going to show up in such a manner that it's going to turn people's heads spinning around in a circle. I want you to think about everything you want to do and say, I can't do it. Instead of saying, oh, sometimes I get a little behind. I don't always follow through. I need you to be the kind of person that has a vision and that you see it all the way through. This is what beast mode looks like. I have a process for putting on summits, and I have always honored that process and allowed 90 days for preparation, which meant that about the first 30-ish days was promoting and gathering speakers. The next 30 days was more of the, polishing up everything, making sure that content and all of that stuff is done. And overlapping in that last 30 days with the previous, then we would get into promo mode. And then before you know it, the summit would be live. Well, I've already done the Authentic Collective Summit in July. Now, it usually happens in December, August, but something happened. And I'm like, no, you did that in August because the people needed it because of all of the traumatic things that were happening. Well, this has still been a very chaotic, traumatic year. You need to do this, at the end of December. And so I'm like, okay, I just got back off of an event at the end of September. It's already October. I had to get everything together, you guys, like even the landing page and the copy just to solicit speakers to come and be part of the event. So fast forward, I get out there and I want to say I made the announcement around about October the 5th. The next summit airs December the 7th. So in barely 60 days, I have acquired more speakers and done more stuff to get this next event out there. And that means that I was laser focused. See, a lot of you, this is where, a mediocre mind is not focused. A mediocre mind is kind of like, okay, I could do this. No, I was like, okay, I got a certain amount of hours every day. I need to go ahead and listen to this interview, chop it down, go ahead and edit it. All right, templates. Okay, these amount of people have submitted their information. Let's get these templates made. Okay, let's go ahead and drip some information out there in social media so people are aware that there's a summit coming. That way when we pull a trigger and then we start promoting, they've already been primed, and ready for us to get them to start signing up. Okay, now I need to go here in the group and I need to facilitate the beast mode. And I'm going to tell you a little trick about how I get my summit speakers to promote. If a lot of you that follow me, you'll be like, damn, August people, they promote almost every day. Here's the reason why. Because of the relationships that I cultivate and the type of group that I have them in before I even pull the trigger to launch the summit. And see, that right there, that's the real work. The rest of the stuff, yes, it does take time to do interviews, to connect with people. Yes, it does take time to edit them. And because I make a workbook that goes with the summit, that takes even more time. But what's even more precious is the energy and effort that is put into people and the relationships that I cultivate before they even get accepted as summit speakers. Yes, I put that much energy into people and connecting with them, and it may not even work. They may say, oh, it was nice meeting you, but I don't want to do this. And so I need you all to understand, it is the exceptional work ethic and saying, instead of just worrying about the functional steps and doing the things that need to be done and checking off a box and saying I did them, mediocrity, so that I could be successful, I go above and beyond and say, not only am I going to check those things off the list and I'm going to do that in an extra phenomenal way, but I'm also going to take my time and my energy and my effort and I'm going to put it into people. See, mediocrity in life and business is all about what can I do to get things done, to get what I want to. It takes time, patience, and energy in order to cultivate relationships with people. And that's what I master. And that's why my people are so off the hook. Can you imagine what this is going to look like 1 year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, when I have become a household name across the globe? Oh, yeah, I have some international influence. Matter of fact, I have a speaker who is from Kenya, and I want to say Zambia, but I can't. I have to remember. There's so many. It's a place with a Z. How about we just say that? But some beautiful African queens have joined me on this journey. And in the past, I've had Australia, Germany. So it's not the point that I haven't already been global. I've had clients in Australia, Singapore, Canada, and throughout the United States. But I'm talking about not just dripping. I'm talking about saturation. Okay, so whatever that looks like for you to be beast mode, don't let people tell you what you can or can't do. Don't let people tell you to stop. You need to look at their life and see what they're doing and why they are not doing. I'll tell you all in a heartbeat. Don't come to me with that self-care bullshit. Self-care is real, but what self-care looks like for you and what it looks like for me are two completely different things. And so if you don't have the tenacity and energy as me, you don't have the right to tell me what to do. But I thrive and I move in a spirit of excellence. I want my black brilliance shining everywhere I go. And that means I got to move with a certain kind of heart. I am not just an entrepreneur, you all. I'm a warrior. And many of you, you're just like me. You're warriors for the people. So whatever you do, don't just do what you need to do. Tap into your soul power and go ahead and go be above and beyond. All right. I love you guys. Until the next segment, no more mediocrity.
Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomen.don't bitch.podcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces.
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in